Nothing good comes on a silver platter. It is always the input that leads to the output. You can't keep doing the same thing and be expecting different results. Never. It doesn't work anywhere in the world. It is almost 2 months roughly to JAMB. You can still do very well if you maintain these tips that I want to share with you. I would like to share a story of a guy who under pressure still made sure that he performed very excellently in his JAMB. He is born into a family whereby he's being choked with many activities. However, he sat himself down, he talked to himself, he took actions, and he was consistent, and everything worked out for him, and he did very, very well. How did he do? It's a kind of behavior whereby the father will be sending him an errand, and at the same time, concurrently or simultaneously, the mother will also be sending him an errand. Then he called himself and he told himself that, okay, what are the hours that I can read that my parents will not be able to disturb me? Okay, they work and they go to work every 8 a.m. in the morning. At night, they cannot be sending me an errand when it comes to maybe 12 a.m. So the guy chose to sleep very early by 8 p.m. and wakes up by 12 a.m. He set alarm. But if you do something consistently for 30 days, please take note of this. If you can do something consistently for 30 days, that something becomes part of you, or that thing becomes part of you. So he makes sure that he wakes up every 12 a.m. for 30 days, and subsequent days after that 30 days, he didn't even use any alarm to wake himself up. He woke up inherently. And that's the same thing that will happen to you if you can be very consistent and you start waking up by 12 a.m. today, or any hour that is very convenient for you, and you do it consistently. It may not be very possible for 30 days. You are going to see that after that 30 days, it will be part of you. So he reached from 12 a.m. to 3 a.m. Roughly, that should be 4 hours. And he will sleep from that 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. because they are going to do devotion. So he wakes up by 5 to do devotion, and after that, parents, they have understood him that he's going to do everything that they have left to him for him to do. So they will go to their work, and he will wake up around maybe 7, 8, do everything roughly within an hour, and he will start his reading. Start his reading maybe by 9 to 12. That is almost another 4 hours. Then he will go to tutorial. So basically, the guy was reading 8 hours per day, but it does not show that he was reading 8 hours per day because of the way he split the hours into 2, and a kind of variable and minimum moment in which he can actually read and consume and understand something very reasonable. So if you can also try this one, it's going to help you in a lot of ways. Another thing that he did was the fact that he was very, very consistent to the extent that if they teach him something today, or if you've been taught something today, before you read another thing the subsequent day, you will firstly read the same thing that he has been taught yesterday. I don't know if you get that. In most occasions, you might have been wondering why your tutor teach you something yesterday, ask you today, and you forget easily. The reason is that you are not consistent and you don't read what you have been taught yesterday. So the guy, before he reads anything today, he will have firstly read what he has been taught yesterday, and he was very consistent like that. He did that every single day. To the extent that what he has been taught yesterday will be in his head. He will never forget. And there's a power in repetition. There's power in repetition. If you repeat something repeatedly, it becomes part of you, that you don't even forget it again. There's something that 4 years ago, I did them very consistently, and today they have become part of me that I don't even forget them. Are you getting this now? Why is it that some things you have learned in your primary school, you can still remember now? Why? Because that time you were forced to memorize every now and then. Not only memorizing, you speak it out. There's power in speaking something out or telling yourself something consistently. You don't forget it. So if you can also apply this method, it's going to help you a lot in this very short moment that you have to your JAMB. It's going to help you a lot. Another thing is what? Solving of past questions. Some of you deceive yourself a lot. You think you can just read the topic and you just pass it along. It doesn't work that way. There are questions that have been set on each topic. The minute you are done with that topic, it is very imperative that you go quickly to go and solve questions on them. With this, you know how they are going to structure their questions, and you know where their question may be coming from. So solving a past question is very, very imperative to your success when you want to pass what? If you want to pass this year JAMB. Another thing is get away with fear. You have to, even though if you are going to start praying against it now, see, sometimes boldness can actually achieve you a lot of things, even though if you prepare very little. but you are very, very bold in yourself, you are still going to do well in your exam. I've seen a couple of people whereby they are very smart, they are excellent, but because of fear, they came out with a very bad and poor result because of fear. So if you have a boldness, it's another thing for you. Be very bold. Start building it now. Start praying upon it now. Cast away the spirit of fear, because if you get to your exam and you were scared, no matter what you have read, you have lost, let me say, roughly 30% of it. But if you are very bold enough, you'll be able to attack every question with utmost boldness, and you'll be able to make a decisive decision to answer those questions rather. So please solve your past question. Another thing about that past question is that some of you are too hasty, like you are hasty to go and check the answer at the back. It doesn't work that way. Learn how to Google it. What you suffer to learn, you don't forget it easily. But when you just go to check the answer at the back, you may easily forget it because you just take it there. They are put there, and in most occasions, the past question available these days, the questions at the back are not always correct. They are not always coherent. So it is very important that you personally check yourself. Go and Google it. By stretching yourself to get the correct answers and betting it with you, you are learning one or two things. You are adding some things to yourself as a student. So don't rush to go and check the answer at the back. And the last thing I will be talking about is prayer, because spiritual controls physical. Spiritual controls physical. You have to be very, very prayerful. The same people that you are doing this thing together, they are reading the way you are reading, even much more than you do, and they are still praying fervently. But see you don't even pray, and you don't even read the way you ought to read. So don't be a disadvantage. You have to pray very well. You may even read little, and the Holy Spirit or any help, anything that you believe in, will just come through for you. Because it takes Spirit of God to remember things. It takes Spirit of God to remember things. Some people do not have retentive memory. But if you read and you can retain, then definitely you are going to recollect. So that's where spirituality comes in. Spiritual controls physical. Be very consistent with your prayer life, that you pray every day about your what? About your success in JAMB and about you gaining admission. If you can apply all these things, it works. The person I was talking about, basically, the person, let me say, is me. And it works for me very, very well. So if it can work for me, it can work for you. If it can work for me, it can what? Can work for you. Please, if there's anything that you want to ask, if there's anything that you want to ask on, put it in the comment section. I'm going to, with due diligence, give answer to everything that you need. If I'm coming across my YouTube channel for the first time, I'm imploring you to please subscribe, because without you subscribing, you may not be able to come through or come across my videos anymore. Share to others, like, and comment. Thank you so very much.